Welcome to this cooling and calming menopause session. So, this class is designed to help alleviate some of the symptoms that you may be experiencing through this transition. And we are going to take a little bit of movement, but we're going to keep it simple and soft. So, really good for anyone that may be dealing with any brain fog at the moment. And then all the movements and gentle flowing stretches will hopefully feel good on any achy joints if you're struggling with digestion at the moment, and also low mood as well. So hopefully with that little bit of movement, we'll get some endorphins pumping and have you feeling a little bit better. So I really hope you enjoy this one, and you don't need any props, but you may want a pillow or something for your head because we are going to come to start and lie on our back. And today's class is very kindly sponsored by Manta Sleep. Manta Sleep make premium sleep masks to suit all types of sleeper. So I usually use the Pro, which is 100% blackout, which is amazing to get a deeper night's sleep, particularly as we are coming into the brighter time of the year. And I've also been using this cooling eye mask, which is really good for headaches, particularly tension headaches. You can pop these in the fridge or the freezer and they stay cool for ages, and that light little bit of pressure around the eyes is so soothing. But if you are someone that's struggling with dry eyes at the moment, I know that can be one of the symptoms of perimenopause or menopause. They do a steam one as well, so the cups are actually warming and create 100% natural steam, which is going to help lubricate the eyes and hopefully relieve you a little bit of that scratchy dry eye sensation. Manta Sleep masks are premium quality and are 100% worth the investment because they are going to last you. So if you are someone that's looking to really invest in good sleep and good relaxation, you can use my code below. It will give you 10% off their sleep masks. Thank you so much to Manta Sleep for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get into the practice. So let's get started on our back, and you can grab a pillow for a little more comfort. So maybe you'd like your feet grounded or the legs stretched out, whatever's best on your back here. We'll either have the hands rested on the body if that feels comforting to you, or if you'd like to turn the palms up and just let the arms come out to the side. If you're feeling a little bit hot, maybe this is a nice one just to release a bit of heat from the palms. And let's close down the eyes. Taking a breath in through the nose. Slowly blow it out through the mouth. Lovely. Let's do one more like that, breathing in. And slowly blowing out. Just allowing yourself to settle. Feel your hips heavy against the mat, head supported. And before we get into any sort of movement, just taking this moment to acknowledge how you feel right now and be really honest with yourself. Maybe it's physical sensations. Maybe it's stuff going on in your mind today. Or just a general energy or emotion. And before we get into the practice now, just take this moment to acknowledge that you've carved out this time, which is amazing. We're giving our brain that little bit of evidence that we are worth the effort, we are worth the time. So just take a moment to thank yourself. Lovely. You can keep your arms out where they are if you want, Or we're going to place one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. And we're just going to start to find some belly breaths here. So as you inhale, send the breath down, feel your tummy inflate. And as you exhale, just really allowing that sinking, releasing, letting go. Nice. In your own time, inhaling deeply, stretching the chest, stretching the belly. Exhale, finding more ease. So this deep belly breathing, physically it gives us a little bit of an internal massage, which can be good for our digestion. And it's really good for our nervous system as well. So a lot more calming if you've been feeling maybe a lot of anxiety, a little bit frazzled potentially. Lovely. Just take one more breath in your own time. Wonderful. And then we're just going to take our arms out. You can take them into a cactus. You can have them down by your sides. We'll all bend the knees and have our feet grounded and as wide as our mat. And we're just going to take a little massage here. So dropping the knees one way and then the other. And just taking that rocking sensation in your own time. All the movements today are going to be really simple and we're going to keep them relatively soft just to not cause us to get like unnecessarily hot, hopefully. Lovely. So just taking that as far as feels good. Really nice. Wonderful. And then coming back through center. If it feels good, you can rock and roll up to seated or just come to one side and then press in yourself up to a seat. If cross-legged isn't comfortable, feel free to sit in a kneeling position or a different position. It's absolutely fine. Placing the hands onto the thighs, and we're just going to take a gentle twist. So just moving one hand forward, one hand back. Looking over your shoulders. And maybe there's a part of that movement that feels really good that you can kind of press into a little bit. Lovely, good. And then coming back through center, let's take a little roll of the shoulders. Maybe they feel a little bit tight or knotty, that's okay. Just give them a little bit of a massage out with some movement. Lovely, good. And then see if you can pull the shoulders down, almost like you were trying to make your neck longer. Great. And then drop one ear to one shoulder. Tell both shoulders to be nice and heavy. And see if you can relax into your jaw here as well. Particularly if you are someone that holds a lot of tension around the face or you grind your teeth through the night. See if you can make some space between your back teeth. Lovely. And then slowly roll your chin to your chest and take it over in the opposite direction. See if you can think about a nice, loving, reassuring hand on that shoulder, just dropping it down towards the earth. Lovely. And then slowly roll your chin to your chest. Lift your head to a neutral place. And then we're going to take a seated cat-cow, so our demo from the side. So hands onto the knees. As you inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together, lean the chest forwards any amount. And then as you exhale, do the reverse, leaning all the way back, rounding. Lovely. In your own time, inhaling forwards. Exhale, rounding back. Nice. See if you can make that a nice rocking motion. Again, these simple, repetitive movements can be really calming on our nervous system. Wonderful. Good. Next time you inhale, come up to a seat, and then we're going to find an all fours position. If you have got sensitive knees at the moment, maybe your joints are a bit more sensitive than normal, pop something underneath your knees. And if you've got sensitive wrists, you can always come up onto the knuckles or come down to your forearm. So there's always options that you can take. Good. Okay. From here, we're just going to take a bit of free movement. So maybe it's a little swing of the hips left to right. Maybe it's some circles, forwards and back. So just let your body move freely. What feels good in this position today? What movement makes you feel good in your body? Or maybe even what movement makes you feel like you? I hear from a lot of women that I work with that there's a feeling of not feeling like yourself and not really being able to put your finger on it. So maybe through some intuitive movement, we can just reconnect with what feels good for us. And maybe that can help us feel a little bit more like ourselves again. Really lovely. Okay, let's come to a neutral all fours position. As you inhale, draw up your belly, really arch your back. Great. And then as you exhale, push your shoulder blades up, tuck that tailbone under. Awesome. Okay, and then I want you to find the point in between those two. So it's that middle ground. Great. See if we can keep the back flat there. As you inhale, we're going to extend the left leg and the right hand. And then as you exhale, placing it down. Good. Opposite side. Inhale, left hand, right leg. Exhale, bringing it down. And we're just going to go from side to side and see if you can alleviate the rocking. So there's that real control through the center. I'd recommend looking down just past your fingers, and that's going to keep your neck in a nice neutral position. Lovely. Good. Next time you come back to all fours, tuck the toes, spread your fingers nice and wide, really find your knuckles, and then find your first downward facing dog. If this doesn't feel good at any point, if you kind of get too much of a head rush, it makes you too hot, feel free to drop the knees and take a child's pose. You can always do child pose on your forearms. This can be a lovely resting pose. Otherwise, let's just have a little bit of an exploration. Feel out through the ankles, the calves. Where needs your attention today? Really nice. Great. Let's all bend our knees and we're going to walk our feet towards our hands. So we're coming to the top edge of our mat. Maybe feet are hip width, maybe they're a bit wider. Bend the knees a lot. And then just let yourself hang out. So maybe it's a little sway, a little rock from side to side. If anyone's back isn't happy here, bend your knees more, and you can always rest your elbows onto your knees, and that will give you a bit more support. Let that head go. Wonderful, good. And then softening through the knees and slowly curling up through the spine, coming all the way to standing. Perfect. We're just going to take a few movements here. So grounding through the feet. As you inhale, raise one arm all the way up. And as you exhale, take a little lean over. Use your bottom hand for support. See if you can push your hips out to the side. So you're really stretching the waist, really stretching through your rib cage, which is going to hopefully Help you breathe a little deeper. Good. Inhale up. Exhale, floating that hand down. Lovely. Opposite side. Inhale, stretch the fingertips up. Exhale, come on over. Use that bottom hand for support. See if you can direct that stretch right into the side of your hip. You might even feel it into the side lower back as well. Lovely. Good. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, floating that hand down. Perfect. We might take the feet a bit wider here. Hands onto the hips, soft knees. And we're just going to make some nice big circles with our hips here. So great for the hips, great for the back. And if there's a particular direction that feels really good, really lean into that. Yeah, particularly if you are getting achy joints, stiff joints, just go like really smoothly over it. You can just kind of wipe over the movement. Just get a little bit of circulation there. Lovely. And then circle in the opposite direction. Maybe they get bigger, maybe they don't. Nice. See if you can relax your jaw here, particularly working into the hips if you started to clench that jaw. Just a little reminder to relax. Perfect. Good. Let's bring that to a stop. Make sure we feel nice and grounded through the feet. We're going to place the hands onto the lower back or like kind of upper bum cheek. Squeeze your elbows together. Inhale, lift your sternum, come into a back bend. It might not be much at all, and that's okay. But for some of us, it might feel good to press those hips forwards. Really lift that chest high. Wonderful. Nice big breath. And then as you exhale, let's round the chin forward, slide the hands all the way down the legs, coming into a fold. Really nice. And then hands down, bend the knees as much as you need. Step your left foot back. Drop that knee, untuck the toe. And then as you inhale, come on up to a low lunge. So hands nice and high. Good. Let's find a little tuck of the tailbone. So squeeze your bottom. You should feel a stretch in your front left pocket. Nice big breath here. And then as you exhale, twisting to the right. So you're going to bring your left hand on the outside of that knee, sweeping that other hand back. Imagine someone's high-fiving you with this hand and they're pushing into it. So you feel that nice opening in the front of the chest. Lovely. Nice big breath. Exhale. Really lovely. Good. On your next inhale, we're going to sweep those hands up. Exhale, hands come down. We're going to step the back foot forwards. So we're back into that fold. And then switch over. So your right foot comes back. Drop the knee. When you feel ready, inhale, arms up. Exhale, tuck your tailbone. Really feel that stretch into the front of your right hip this time. Softening through the shoulders. If this makes you too hot or you haven't quite got the energy today, bring the arms down. It's okay. It's still the pose. Still works and it's still great. Lovely. Take a nice big breath here. And then as you exhale, twisting to your left. So that right hand just comes on the outside of that thigh or outside of the knee. And then see if we can twist through our middle back. If your neck and shoulder allows, you might look towards that back hand. It might not be available for some of us. Lovely. Nice big breath. Exhale. Lovely. Inhale, sweeping those hands up. Exhale, hands come down. We're going to step the back foot forwards. Coming into our fold. Soften the knees and slowly curl up through the spine. Nice. Take a little roll of your shoulders. Awesome. We're going to come into a wide-legged standing position, coming into goddess. So turn those toes out, bend into the knees. So this can be goddess. You can have a super soft bend in the knees. This is still counts. Or you can be all the way down, thighs are parallel. One is not better than the other. So we can be here. This is our goddess legs. We want to feel nice and powerful through the legs, a little tuck of the tailbone. Okay, option to stay here, option to maybe have the hands into prayer, really make it active, press into it, feel that strength in the front side of your chest. Or if you'd like to come into cactus arms, really open and lift the sternum. A really powerful goddess pose here. Lovely. Stay active through the legs. Really think about pressing and rooting down, particularly through the heels. And then just another little reminder to relax your jaw. See if you can keep the face soft. Lovely, let a little bit of warmth and strength build. Awesome. On your next inhalation, we're going to stretch the arms out, straighten the legs. Exhale, turn your toes in and your heels out. And then we're going to fold forwards. Bend the knees as much as you need. All the way down. Good. Any movement that feels good here, maybe a little left to right. You might bend into one knee and the other. Sometimes these soft movements are a little kinder on our joints. So there's always an option there, or if it feels good, just to hold that fold if that's what you need. Really lovely. Okay, let's bring our hands down. You can bend your knees if you need to. And then heel toe the feet in. We're going to come into a deep squat, but just as a little transition. So bending into the knees, coming into our squat. Some of us, the heels will lift off. Some of us, the heels will be down. Doesn't matter too much. Place some weight into your fingertips so you can move from side to side. And hopefully this will feel quite opening on the lower back, particularly as you move side to side. So good for any achy lower backs and your digestion as well. Gives everything a little bit of movement. Really lovely. Good. Okay, from here we're going to take a seat. So sit the bottom down. We'll stretch the left leg out and hug that right knee in. And let that right knee just drop out to the right. Flex your left toes, make it really active. Great. Nice big breath, lifting through the chest. And then as you exhale, folding forwards. So options here, traditionally we'd fold straight over this leg. If this makes you feel suffocated or hot in any way, if you're maybe a little bit bloated as well, you can just move yourself over to the right and fold more on the inside of the leg. You still get an amazing stretch into that hamstring, but just makes it a little more comfortable. Lovely. So with the breath, inhale, feel length and space. And as you exhale, feeling that stretch, that softening of the shoulders. Lovely. Slowly coming all the way back up. And we'll do the opposite side. So the right leg stretches. Left knee in and butterflies out. Active with the right foot. Just take a moment here to lift out of your lower back. So it's like an active little lift. And then as you exhale, forward folding. So maybe over the leg, maybe onto the inside. You don't have to do exactly the same as what you did on the other. Good. As you inhale, think about really nourishing the muscles. And as you exhale, maybe we can lean into it a bit more. If you're maybe shaking or trembling, it might mean that you're being a little bit harsh on yourself, in which case draw back. You want to make this practice feel good. This is what it is all about. Reconnecting back with feeling good. Lovely, really, really nice. Okay, one more breath here. And then slowly coming all the way up. Let's stretch out both legs. Hands behind for a little bit of support. And we're just going to paddle our feet. So pointing one, flexing the other, and just using that as a little bit of a refresher for the ankles. Really good for puffy ankles or water retention. But also massaging into the back and hips. I think this feels so nice. Nice. Great. Okay, we're going to come onto our back from here. You can be by a wall because we are going to put our feet up at some point, or you could use a cushion or something underneath your hips for a bit of elevation. So you can position yourself wherever you like. Let's come onto our back. So once you arrive, feet are grounded, and just make sure you can brush your heel with your middle finger. And we're just going to take a back bend to counterpose those forward bends. So pressing into the hands, pressing into the shoulders and the upper arms. Inhale, lifting the hips, squeezing through the glutes. And then think about hugging the knees towards one another. So they're not going to touch each other, but it's just that idea of zipping up through the middle. Really nice. Option to stay here, option to interlace the fingers behind. Maybe you'd like to tuck your shoulders back one at a time and really press down through the back of the arms. Nice. One more big breath in. And as you exhale, slowly melt yourself down, all the way down. Good. Take a little swipe of the knees, left to right, left to right. Lovely. And then we're going to lift up our legs. So options. You can just stick your legs in the air, soft knees, soft ankles. This is really going to help with lymphatic drainage, your circulation, really calming on the nervous system as well. If you're conveniently by a wall or a sofa, you could pop your feet up on the wall or on your sofa. That could be nice. Another option, if you want to take it a bit further, elevate your hips, and that just gives you a little more lift. But see which one suits you. And we're going to be here. So once you've found your position, see if you can relax your toes. Relax your ankles. Just make sure they're not doing too much. Lovely. And then the same with the knees. Don't worry about the knees being completely straight. Just softening around the front of the knee, the back of the knee. Traveling down and towards the hips. Down, feel your lower back against the ground or the prop. Are you able to relax your belly here? Allow your shoulders to soften back. Head nice and relaxed. Just feeling your breath begin to slow. Feeling your heart rate come down. You are welcome to stay here for a bit longer if you wish. If it's feeling really good, please stay here. Just let this video end. Otherwise, if you're ready to come out, we're going to slowly bend our knees, bring our feet back to earth. Maybe you'd like to keep the knees bent or have them outstretched. Closing the eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And let it go through the mouth. Good. Another one like that in your own time. Breathing in fully, completely. And letting it go. So again, option to stay here, rest for as long as you need. Otherwise, we're just going to rock to one side and slowly come up to a seated position. Placing our hands in a prayer at heart center and bow the head. And just take this moment to feel gratitude towards yourself for carving out this time for self-care as you move through this transition of life. Knowing that you can always come back to this practice whenever you need it. Let's take a breath in together through the nose. Let it go through the mouth. When it feels right, open your eyes and welcome yourself back into the rest of your day. Thank you so much for choosing this practice today. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do let me know, and I will see you on the next practice very soon.